Hello everyone, my name is Griffin Bryant and this is my personal retirement presentation for FINance414 and Dr. Mike Essery. I'll start out on the introduction page. So, retirement planning is an essential process that requires careful consideration for various factors. Developing a personal retirement plan can help individuals achieve their retirement goals and ensure they have enough money to last throughout their retirement. This presentation is going to cover some key factors to consider when developing a personal retirement plan, including fiscal policy, monetary policy, personal risk tolerance, and the relationship between risk and return, the time value of money, and the allocation of retirement assets. All right, so important factors to consider. So we'll start out with time value of money. So you need to understand the concept of time value of money and how it affects retirement planning. Your personal risk tolerance. So understanding risk tolerance and how it affects asset allocation, balancing risk and return. Allocation of retirement assets as individuals age. Asset allocation changes as individuals age. Younger individuals can invest in higher risk assets such as stocks, while older individuals may need to shift to lower risk assets such as bonds that essentially protect their retirement savings. So, retirement age and savings target. You need to determine the ideal retirement age and calculate the amount of money you're going to need to save based on your expenses, your income requirements, and really how much you want to take out in your retirement. This next slide is understanding fiscal policy. Fiscal policy can impact retirement savings through changes in tax rates, deductions, and tax credits. Another important factor when considering fiscal policy is how are your retirement accounts taxed? So retirement accounts such as your 401ks, IRAs are really an important source of retirement savings for many Americans. So understanding these tax implications on these accounts is crucial for developing a sound retirement plan and maximizing retirement income. So a difference between your 401ks and your IRAs. A great example of this is going to be your traditional 401k and your Roth 401k. Your traditional 401k is set up as you put in money before tax, and then as you retire, you come to your retirement age and start withdrawing money. That's whenever your money's taxed. So the difference between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k, it's set up different. So your Roth 401k, you're going to put your money in and be taxed on the spot. And whenever you go to withdraw at your retirement age, you aren't going to be taxed on that money when you retire. So it's delaying your taxes versus paying your taxes up front. That's the difference. And it's important to understand when setting up these accounts. Another important factor to consider is government debt. So government debt can impact retirement savings through higher taxes. Maybe there's lower economic growth and a decreased confidence in the economy. So that may affect your return rates and things of that nature. So that's important to understand. Also, very crucial to understand is your Social Security. So changes in Social Security policy can impact your retirement income, making it really important to stay informed and adjust your retirement plans accordingly. So understanding your personal risk and factors of tolerance. A couple I listed out here were personal health. So your age, your health, your life expectancy can impact how you plan for retirement. Your daily expenses. So, do you have dependents? Do you have separate expenses such as a mortgage you still have to pay off? Financial obligations? All these things can affect risk and tolerance. Also, maybe you don't have the stomach for it. So, your ability to handle the market fluctuations and unseen events is something really you need to be considering whenever you're selecting your risk tolerance. Also, maybe types of investments. So, what's your level of comfort for different asset classes? What's your level of comfort with different investment strategies? All these things can impact your personal risk tolerance and factors of that nature. So, moving on from that previous slide, talking about your different risk tolerances, I thought it was important to bring up the relationship between risk and return. So the relationship between risk and return is an essential consideration in retirement planning, as these higher risk investments typically offer higher returns. However, these higher risk investments also come with the greatest potential for loss. Therefore, it's essential to balance the desire for higher returns with the need to manage risk properly. So I view this as diversifying your portfolio. Maybe it's having these higher risk assets, such as maybe you have a large amount of stocks. It's important to balance things out, maybe with bonds, T-bills, things of that nature, and kind of bringing your level down to a more tolerable level. That's how I view it anyway. It's really just finding that balance and risk tolerance, also with finding the greatest return value. So time value of money. What is time value of money? The time value of money is the concept that the value of money today is worth more than the same value of money in the future due to its earnings potential. So why is this important to know? It's important to know to determine how much money needs to be saved for retirement. It is important to consider the time value of money and the amount of time available for saving. So how is this beneficial? How does this impact you? So the most obvious answer to this is going to be compounding interest. It's a key component of time value of money, as it allows for savings to grow over time and generate more interest earnings. So moving on to my next slide, the allocation of retirement assets as individual age. We talked about it a little bit on a previous slide, but I kind of wanted to go more in depth. So allocations should change as individuals age to reflect their changing risk tolerances and their time horizon. So going back to what I said earlier, younger individuals can take more risk. They can allocate more to stocks and less to bonds, while older individuals should allocate more to bonds to reduce risk. So whenever you get to your retirement age, it is recommended to shift your asset allocation to a more conservative portfolio with a higher percentage of bonds, lower percentage of stocks to minimize the risk of significant loss due to market volatility. So as you get older, the main takeaway is to minimize risk. You don't want a 2008 scenario happening where people still have a higher risk tolerance and this event happens and their savings get wiped. That's why it's important to understand how your risk should change as you age and why younger individuals take more risk than older individuals getting to retirement age. So one of the things I wanted to add for one of my slides was some tips I had for successful retirement planning. So the first tip I had was for anyone who can, start as early as you can. One of the most important tips for retirement planning is to start saving as early as possible. The time value of money means the earlier you start saving, the more money you can make and the more time money has to grow. By starting early, you can take advantages of compounding interest, potentially accumulating more wealth over a longer period of time. Another one I had was to develop a personalized plan. So retirement planning really isn't a one-size-fit-all kind of approach. It's important to develop a personalized plan that takes into account your individual goals, your risk tolerance, and your financial situation. This should include a savings timeline, maybe an allocation strategy for retirement assets, and considerations of potential changes in fiscal policy and monetary policy. For example, I think for us younger people, Social Security is kind of worrisome, so maybe you want to play them for that, maybe you don't, but consider working with a financial advisor. So retirement planning is a complex process, obviously, and working with someone like a financial advisor can help ensure you have a comprehensive plan in place. They can also help you identify your retirement goals. Maybe you don't know yet, but developing a personalized plan and monitoring your progress over time is something they are really good at, and they can also provide guidance maybe on investments, decisions you may have, or how you want to navigate the financial landscape. As some, I have a financial advisor at work. We've walked over many things, and it's been a great experience to see their perspective and how my retirement planning has changed with their inputs and things of that nature. So even if you're like me, I'm a finance minor, and I've definitely benefited from having a financial advisor in my corner for sure. So to consolidate everything I've said in previous slides, I wanted to lay it out clearly for a very general way to go about developing a personal retirement plan. So to start, individuals should determine their retirement goals and estimate what their retirement expenses are going to be. This can help determine the amount of money you need to save and the rate at which they want their savings to grow. Next, individuals should consider their risk tolerances and the type of investments that align with their goals. It's essential to understand the concept of time value of money and how it impacts inflation and savings over time. Finally, individuals should revisit and adjust their retirement plan regularly to reflect changes in personal circumstances, market conditions, and any changes in government fiscal policy. Seeking the advice of a financial planner can also provide valuable guidance in determining and developing a comprehensive retirement plan. So, in conclusion, developing a personal retirement plan is crucial to ensuring that one has enough money to last throughout their retirement and achieve their retirement goals. Factors such as fiscal and monetary policies, personal risk tolerance, and the relationship between risk and return should all be considered when developing a retirement plan. By considering these factors and developing a savings timeline and asset allocation strategy, individuals can be better prepared for their retirement years.